Hello everyone, I am Dave and welcome to my presentation. As you can see on your screen, our topic will be Module 6, the printing process, and I'll be discussing the third part, which is the modern printing methods, desktop publishing. Before anything else, I want to give a brief history of what is desktop publishing. So the first layout or publishing layout application is the Mac Publisher, debuted in 1985 and marked the beginning of desktop publishing. It operated on the first 128K Macintosh computer. The DTP market surged in 1985 with the release of the Apple LaserWriter printer and PageMaker from Aldus, which quickly became the DTP industry standard software. So now that we have a little background about what is desktop publishing, I think it's time to dive deeper. This presentation aims to discuss the following: what is desktop publishing, requirements of a desktop publishing system, advantages and disadvantages of desktop publishing system, and the basic terms and concepts in desktop publishing. So what is desktop publishing? According to Google Dictionary provided by Oxford Languages, desktop publishing is the production of printed matter by means of a printer linked to a desktop computer with special software. The system enables reports, advertising matter, company magazines, etc. to be produced cheaply with a layout and print quality similar to that of typeset books for xerographic or other reproduction. Desktop publishing or DTP is a process of creating materials on personal computers that are meant to be printed using laser or inkjet printers. To make the publication setup as simple as possible, the desktop publishing programs offers a what you see is what you get or WYSIWYG graphical user interface. So the next thing that we should know or must be familiar with are the desktop publishing applications that we are going to use. And what are these DTP applications? Desktop publishing applications help you to lay out the entire publication from your computer. You can quickly print a camera-ready copy after finishing the layout using desktop programs or softwares. And here are some of the commonly used softwares or applications for desktop publishing. First, we have Canva. Users may design social media graphics, presentations, posters, and other visual content with Canva. Canva is accessible online on iOS and on Android. Next that we have here is the Adobe InDesign, a desktop publishing application that allows you to have a pixel-perfect control over design and typography. Next on your screen is the Microsoft Publisher. It is an entry-level desktop publishing solution that lay out and style text, images, borders, calendars, and other elements precisely. Everything you add in Publisher stays exactly how you've created it, whether it is printed, displayed online, or sent as an email. Next is the Microsoft Word. I know that we are all familiar with this processing program, but did you know that early this year, Microsoft launches a new feature in Microsoft 365, the Copilot? Copilot will write, edit, summarize, and make suggestions to generate first drafts, add content to already existing papers, summarize language, and edit sections or even the entire pages to make them shorter and simpler. So imagine how powerful this new version of Microsoft is. And next that we have here is the S'more. S'more provides tools to design online flyers and newsletters. Next is the WordPerfect. It offers a precise, predictable formatting control that is very different from Microsoft Office's. Although it's a worthwhile enhancement, the outdated user interface and limitation of collaborative options could turn off new users. Next is the Quark Express. It is a powerful tool for content creation and digital publishing software that has built-in page layout, graphic and illustration enhancing, and non-destructive photo editing features. Next on your screen is the Adobe Creative Cloud Express. With the brand new Adobe Creative Cloud Express, or formerly known as the Adobe Spark, you can create an eye-catching content quickly and easily using thousands of beautiful themes just select the design, input your text and image content, and rapidly resize your creations to fit your preferred social networking platform. And it is accessible via mobile and web. And lastly is the Adobe PageMaker. Aldus Corporation first released Aldus PageMaker, a desktop publishing application for the Apple Macintosh in 1985. It is now known as the Adobe PageMaker. Personally, when creating projects or materials, I utilize Canva and Microsoft Word among these programs, but I might try or look into some of these programs or softwares. How about you guys? So going back to the discussion, on your screen are the requirements of a desktop publishing system. And now we're going to discuss each of these. First, one of a computer system's essential parts is the monitor. It is the main visual output device for displaying graphics like graphs, photos, text, and videos. Now, there are available computers called all-in-one computer or AIO, where the separate tower or the system unit and the monitor are combined together into a single piece. But in terms of fundamental functioning, it is still identical to a traditional desktop computer. A computer keyboard is an input device used to enter characters and functions into the computer system by pressing buttons or keys. A handheld pointing device called a computer mouse senses two-dimensional motion in relation to a surface. This motion is often translated into the movement of the cursor or pointer on a display, enabling fluid control of a computer's graphical user interface. But if you prefer portability and convenience, a laptop might suit you. If you love working while traveling or while sipping your favorite drink on your favorite coffee shop, you might opt to use a laptop. It has the same functions as desktop computers. Next are the desktop publishing softwares that we already discussed earlier. And of course, to translate those electronically created characters into tangible material, we need a printer. Computer printers that use inkjet technology are those that are often used nowadays. For printing on paper, inkjet printers employ a special kind of ink. Inkjet printers are therefore specifically suited to produce high-quality color prints. Now that we know the softwares and requirements of a desktop publishing system, let's now talk about its pros and cons. And here are some of the advantages of a desktop publishing system. First, you have a complete control over your documents. It is frame-based. When DTP software is used to create projects like magazines and newspapers, the ability to quickly move frames to see their impact when placed in a different layout or with varied spacing truly comes into its own. Next, easy import. Additionally, it is simple to incorporate text and images from outside sources. You can combine many components including scan results pictures, frames captured by a digital camera, words typed into a word processor, or graphics produced using your preferred drawing program. Desktop Publishing System offers a what you see is what you get user interface or WYSIWYG. What you see on your screen will be the final look of your document in a hard copy. And lastly, revisions are easily done. Users can now make real-time edits and track changes in an instant. And now let's proceed to the disadvantages of a desktop publishing system. And here are some of the disadvantages of a desktop publishing system. Expensive tools. The relative cost of the tools itself is one of the key drawbacks of desktop publishing. The price of specialized software like QuarkXPress or Adobe InDesign scares off users. The lack of large scalability. DTP also has the downside of occasionally having trouble with extremely complicated large-scale projects. And it is also prone to file corruption. Viruses can damage our files, particularly if we deal with too many sources or external hard drives. And of course, it is computer dependent. Without computer, there is no DTP. And here are some of the basic terms and concepts that you may encounter. Format, the way a document is laid out on the page. Template, a document type that creates a copy of itself when you open it. Style sheet, a file or form that is used in word processing and desktop publishing to define the layout style of a document. And the macro. A macro is a series of commands and instructions that you group together as a single command to accomplish a task automatically. And this ends up my report. Here are my references. Thank you.